Murder attempt survivors. According to Reddit. Number 20. Don't know if this counts as murder, but I was on my way to grab breakfast with my sister. As we left the house, there were helicopters flying around outside, and we didn't think much of it. We started down the road and noticed that there was no cars or people anywhere. As we were driving, a car was swerving behind us and going super fast. He pulled up next to us, got out with a gun, pointed right at my sister's face, and she slammed on the accelerator, and we turned down a few streets until we were sure that he was not following us. We headed straight home, turned on the news. Turns out he had shot 8 and killed 2 other people in the neighborhood and was later shot by police a few hours later. The smartest thing those girls could have done is not stop to surrender. And here's hoping that if you guys see people acting erratically in your vehicle, that you remember that you are in a vehicle and that you can get the hell out of there if you need to. You may even need to use it as an instrument, a blunt, multiple ton instrument if you need to get out of a situation. I'm not encouraging that, but if it comes to it, you're out there. God damn. So we continue forward. We arrive at number 19 on this list. Hopefully this counts. I live in an extremely rural area. My dad was super abusive. He did a lot of fucked up stuff, like stomp my mom's head into a sidewalk when she was 5 months pregnant. You curb stomping your baby mama? Fast forward to when I was 8 years old, he decided to bring the girl that he was cheating on my mom with to their house to beat my mom. Drugs, dude. That's the answer to this. My mother fled to our only neighbor's house to call the police because he cut the phone lines. Jesus. That's some textbook monstrosity right there. He left to take his side chick home, so my mother went to gather important documents. He came back, started beating on my mom again, and said that he was going to kill us after calling the cops. It's getting pretty dark in here. And they show up while he was getting his rifle. They arrested him for domestic violence, and he got a slap on the wrist because my uncle, his brother, worked with police force as a dispatcher and made it all go away. Well, when you have friends in high places, I suppose. My mom was completely broken down mentally from brainwashing, or indoctrination in this case, for years. Well, damn fireworks out there. And under heavy influence from his family that it was her fault and that they should work it out. They ended up sweeping that under the rug, and the fact that he raped me from 2 years old to 7 years old. Every list, boy, I can't escape this, because that's real world. Jesus Christ, fireworks. After all the trauma that my mother went through, she went full psycho and became an abuser for a long period of time until she tried to stab me to death for not washing dishes one night my senior year. I got away, put myself into debt to go to college to escape this. Years later, she starts to recover from what she did, and I have forgiven her. I guess the silver lining is that I learned even the sweetest, kindest people can crack under the right circumstances. Well, who the hell needs to be taught this lesson? You'd think it's common sense. We may have survived that, whatever the guy put them through, but he absolutely destroyed our mental and physical health. Sometimes I wonder if it would have been better to die rather than live with the aftermath. It's been hard. Okay, special aside to everybody watching this list. Hello, how are you doing? I love you. This list is being recorded on July 4th for those of you who are listening thereafter. Maybe you don't live in America. That is Independence Day here for us. So, happy 4th of July to all of you. It wouldn't age well if I drone on about it in the video, considering it'll be available to people after, but it is an excuse for all of the noise that you'll be hearing in the background. I did consider trying to record this list during the day and then just having it go stream at the end of the day, but I'd rather it be like a live organic thing that we do together with the stream. So there's that. Scattercat says, Dia, you forgot the last T in my name. How dare you? I'll just let it slide. We can't just go sending people to gay baby jail willy-nilly, you know? But she did make my trigger finger twitch. I was like, Girl takes her time to say hello to everybody. And she's like,
you forgot the last T in my name. I'm gonna go hang up my A-cup bra now.
Cyael.
Rude.
All right, that's a really unattractive laugh. I like how unattractive it was. Man, that's what I'm talking about. Now that we are done lightening the mood of this list with, normal human interaction, Dave's Not Here says, Hey, Cyael, black man to younger black man. What R&B songs all men should know? By heart is optional. What you mean by heart? You mean like memorized R&B songs? Look, man, I'm not technically as African American as your typical America-dwelling guy, because I'm Jamaican. So at the end of the day, I'm just posing as y'all. You know what I mean? About as much as I'm posing as a human. But if I had to pick R&B songs that I consider considerably amusing, I'd have to just go with the Usher songs. You know, they're all hilarious. Oh man, what's that one song by the Isley Brothers that's like, you're contagious, touch me baby, give me what you got. Yeah, so to anybody who just sat through that, congratulations, you are now part of the people who could tell a story about murder attempts. As I murder your ears this night. As we travel up the list, we arrive at only number 18. We need to get through these because usually I make it so that the AC makes me really cold before the list. And that way, like, I can just decompress and do this list. But I'm hot already, so we need to turn it on. So we need to get through the list now. Number 18. It really wasn't an attempted murder, more like an attempt at attempted murder. Just tell the story. I have an autistic brother who I was closer to when we were younger. I went upstairs to his room to use his computer because our other brother had broken mine. He quietly left. I didn't think anything of it. He returned shortly after, and when he opened the door, my grandma stopped him and dragged him down the stairs. Grandma, no. It turns out for a long time my brother had voices telling him to kill me. Oh, thank you, Grandma, then. He didn't want to, but was so tired of hearing the voices, and he was just going to kill me to get the voices to stop. My grandmother had worked with mentally ill patients before, so when he went downstairs to get a pair of scissors, she saw the look in his eye and knew what was about to happen. He was sent to some fancy hospital for mentally ill kids in Chicago, and he hated it there. I forgave him and all that, but we've never been really close after that. Obviously. Well, that sucks, because it's in your family and because there's something wrong with them and there's really nothing that you can do about it. Michael Davis says, you're always hot, Cyael. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. That's so kind.
It's fireworks, true silver wolf.
Yeah. What's the banging in the background? I'm guessing you just got here. Because I was saying it's July 4th. In America, in case y'all don't know anything about that. We like a little pyrotechnic display out in the States as a celebration of freedom, apparently, you know, if that's what we can call what we got going on these days. Number 17, we were arguing and he started to grab me by the arms and throw me against the wall into the ground. After maybe the 7th or 8th time of him throwing me, he carried me by my arms to my room and threw me onto the bed. He pinned me down, started choking me, and I had tried to get away before it occurred, but he grabbed my face and shoved me back down. I started to see flashes of black and white. I don't remember how, but I managed to get my feet under him and onto his chest and was able to push him off. He was my boyfriend at the time. I couldn't believe someone who claimed to love me could do something like that. Now, every time I feel even the slightest bit of not being able to breathe, I picture his face. And to make matters worse, he stalked me for like 8 months after I broke up with him. Have y'all ladies heard of the police? The ladies out here putting dudes in jail for nothing. And some of y'all girls just scared to even say anything. Just go to the police. Jesus. You have camera phones. Just capture his ass one time. capture their ass one time. He also told me that if he would have gone through with it, he would have burned my house down with me in it. Thorough. I'm kidding. But, no. Jeez. Terrible. Here's hoping you girls aren't dealing with that kind of stuff, If them titties are that big, then you need to wrap them up, strap them down,
That'll crush your
Just look like a boy when you go out. Just be like, I'm trans, guys. And they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know. We didn't know.
Rude. Didn't.
But if they're G-cups, then there's no fooling. Doesn't matter. There's nothing you can say, girls, to hide those. They're coming for you. Number 16. It wasn't me, but my uncle. When I was a kid around a decade ago, I'm just kidding, I'm not doing voices tonight. My uncle got shot while coming out of a bar with a few friends. That sucks. His friend got hit once in the shoulder, but he was fine. My uncle, on the other hand, got hit 3 times. Once in the colon, once in the lung, and in the heart. By all rights, the shooter had gotten him and drove away. His friends rushed him to the hospital, and with a bullet lodged in his heart and blood entering his lung, he managed to survive. He was in a lot of pain for a long time, but since then he's gotten his life together and is getting married in about a year. Look, boy, that's my ultimate fear, that I get caught in a crossfire or some bullshit that don't have nothing to do to me. Imagine just going to a concert, to some stadium, to some club, to some bar for some drinks, and you're getting caught in the middle of some beef with 2 rivaling idiots. You know what I mean? Not even like gangs, dude. Just 2 people with egos that's just, oh, you fuck my girl, and I'm gonna kill you, and everybody's getting caught in a fight. It's like, whoa, these are innocent people, my dude. My God, fireworks. Calm down. No. No. How is everybody doing this day? I'd like to issue a personal dare to somebody watching this stream. After I did it live, I know you're watching it after it went up, I know it's taken the edge off. I know it's making it easier for you to just get through what you're going through. And I'm sorry for what happened. And I'm sorry that you also have nobody to talk to. I mean, you have people that you could talk to, but not like really talk to. And it's kind of like your own fault, Not that you've personally burned bridges for the most part, but you kind of did that, Sometimes inaction is enough to kind of close some doors for good. You had the opportunity to strengthen a bridge so that both of you could walk across it in either direction, but through negligence, you have allowed that bridge to collapse, and now it is just a body of water that no snorkeling device or flotation device or even craft would make it simple. This analogy is getting away from me, so forgive me. You close those doors and those people are not willing to talk to you. So I issue a dare to you to try in a very minute, a very small, a very one step at a time, take it a day at a time way to better yourself. And how might you do that? Well, I'll tell you. By donating using the links in my description. I believe in you. As we continue up this list, we arrive at number 15. I was walking down the street one day, and somebody missed me in a drive-by. Oh my God. That's it. That's it. It was like the scene in The Apartment in Pulp Fiction. Somebody was gunning for you as they drove by in their car, and you, with that Jesus video game luck stat turned to the maximum, somehow managed to avoid all of them bullets. What would you look at that? Go buy a lottery ticket, my man. Number 14. My parents moved to Mozambique. Oh, look, a shitty weapon from a game that everybody's forgotten. I went there. My parents moved to Mozambique during the mid-90s, and I was around 8 at the time. Started going to school there. A nice private school, can't complain. My father was working for the Red Cross in Chimoio. I'm sorry. I don't know how it's pronounced. Let's find out. Chimoio. You're really out here trying to just strike my channel for the use of your footage. And
Happy 4th all.
thank you, Scattercat. You saved me from what would have been a gross Cyael noise with no background, you know? You saved me. You saved me. So thank you, Scattercat, and happy 4th to you. Indeed. Frozen Fruit Loop says, I'm bettering myself by perfecting the art of drawing nice tatas. Does that count as donating towards the Cyael cause? Real boobies only, Frozen. So if you're looking at real titties to then draw them, I guess that counts. Perfect your craft. Make yourself better. And I'm impressed. My father was working for the Red Crash in Mozambique, so we had a comfortable life. One day before arriving to school with a friend of mine, some sketchy guy stopped and offered us a whole bunch of money to take some small box to a white van that was parked at the end of the street, not even 100 meters away. Wow, must be my lucky day, I thought. It actually was, but for different reasons. What did you find out you were gay and your best friend Mitchell just schlimmied your schlong? When I was going to grab the box, my friend grabbed me by the...
Your mom gay.
What a timely message with that donation, Stripes. Thank you for the $5. And your mom gay. Okay. Listen, my dude in the story offered a little bit or some money to go deliver this parcel to a van parked 100 meters away. My lucky day. When I was going to grab the box, my friend grabbed me by the shirt, pushed me, and started running, screaming something that I didn't understand in the Shona, which was the local dialect. That moment was when it clicked.
Today was Mandy's favorite holiday. I hope that everyone is having a good day.
Damn, homie. I appreciate that 420 donation. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry to hear that today was Mandy's favorite. You think 420 would be your favorite?
Weed every day.
I'm sorry. I don't know her well enough to know that. I just guessed based on your best. Son of a bitch.
Dia pics.
Obsidian Jacob was gunning for that freaking stream boss. He knew that he'd be the new stream boss. But in fact, Dia is going to be picking the new GIF. So get on it, Dia. And allow me to read this story one more time, so, forgive me. A dude's in Mozambique. He's offered some money to take this box down 100 meters away. And a friend of his grabs him and pushes the box away and then runs. And when the dude looked back, the moment he looked back, the guy had already vanished. So wherever you are, Chewed, thank you. You got a dude named Chewed as a friend, and he saved your life probably. I will never forget you. He says, damn, man, was he trying to kidnap you? No, organ traffic. So what? You would have showed up with the white box and they would have kidnapped you? Someone says, trust me, this shit is real. I spent 10 years of my life in Nigeria. It ain't uncommon to see corpses on the floor missing vital organs, sometimes head, private parts, fingers, and toes. It's really scary. I don't want to think about that, said America. I'm kidding. Happy 4th of July. Wink wonk. Subscribed.
Okay, I sent one to the Discord.
Oh boy. Let me
Cute though.
let me get to Dia's little GIF here that she seems to have thrown into the Discord. I really do hope that you're all having a wonderful day. Forgive me for teasing about you guys donating to the links in the description or going to the wish list and making things get funky over there, but I do want you to feel better and feel as though at the very least you're making progress in your day-to-day. I know sometimes that can be difficult. Oh boy. She picked herself a little Harry Potter kitty cat. Let's see that. on screen. Yeah, but Pusheen done up like Harry Potter cat. You got like the little Gryffindor. Okay, give me a second, guys. Forgive me. And there it is. Ready to go. Your floating little Harry Potter kitty. Wow. Number 13 on the list of attempted murder survivors. Or murder attempt survivors, whatever. Jesus. My brother is a drug addict. He held my dad and I hostage, saying that he was going to kill us after he pulled out a gun. He fired it at the upper wall/ceiling at first to show us that it was a real gun, and my mom was by the front door and able to run out. I wasn't 100% sure that he noticed that I was still inside, so I had to run into the only room that locked, which was the bathroom. I hid behind the toilet. I eventually let him know by my location by begging him to let us go and that we wouldn't call the police. He said he'd drag me out by the hair and shoot me first if my dad didn't give him any money. How does it get that far? You know? You think it's just like overnight that kind of shit happens? Where you're so deep into the drug addiction, you're gonna pull a gun on your whole family? Yo, this is fucking crazy. Eventually, my dad had convinced him that there was money in the basement that my mom had hidden. I ran out the front door. It was a single-level house. My mom was on the phone with the police from a neighbor's house, which was scariest, or what was scariest, is that we were a pretty rural area and had turkey hunting in the woods behind us. I heard a shot from the woods and assumed it was my brother murdering my dad. I had lived in a lot of fear up until that point anyway, because my brother was generally violent and scary. It took me a long time to become healthy again, and I'm kind of a small person, but I managed to lose a ton of weight and still haven't been able to sleep well. It's been almost 13 years. My parents wouldn't let me tell the truth. Whoa, on the police report? Yeah, you can't protect your kids that hard when they're pulling a gun on you. Here's the thing. When you have a person who is violent, you'll know that. The only thing that greases the wheels of whether or not a person is genuinely violent or not is, it's alcohol to me. Do you get what I'm saying? And not like alcoholism, where it's like you're an alcoholic to the point where you need a drink and you're drinking all the time and you can't shake that habit. I mean, like, say you just get drunk one time and it's not something that you do often, but then you just get really violent. I get it, you know? Maybe you not being yourself just took on this whole new thing, right? But if you're abusing that alcohol, then it's the same as any other hardcore drugs you're abusing, where you're gonna shoot up your own motherfucking family, get some money, get that drugs. Like, what the fuck? Put this nigga away if that's what you gotta do. You don't feel for your own life? And it's one thing for the parents to want to be like, oh, that's my kid, I don't want to put him away for the rest of their life, so we gonna butter him up. But you don't care about your other kid, who he was gonna drag out of the bathroom by his hair, my dude? As a parent, you got one job. It's to take care of your fucking kids and try to make it so that they survive, my dude. But if they're threatening your own life and they're threatening the lives of your other kids, hey, fuck that little boy. Jesus. Yeah, that's a demonetizable statement, but it is. I don't, fuck. What a piece of shit. It's been 13 years, my man can't even sleep out here. He had to lie on a police report. So I didn't write anything or sign anything. My brother wonders now why I can't look at him or why he couldn't hug me on my wedding day. Can you imagine being forced to invite homie to your wedding? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, dude. What? Imagine being forced to invite somebody that tried to murder you as a violent, drug-addicted motherfucker at some point in his life. I don't give a shit about you and your reform, to your wedding near your wife. This is your life at this point. You know what I mean? What family could bully you into involving somebody in your life that has nothing to do with it? It pisses me off beyond belief. Please, my dudes, everybody listening to this, do not be bullied into associating with people any longer than you need to. Family is an anchor you can't get away from on a lot of instances, my dude, but they do not need to be involved in every facet of your life. And if you're trying to get yourself a boo, a significant other that you want to tie the knot with and get married, you are not obligated, my dude. You are not obligated to have your family involved in every aspect of that union. I'm not just talking about the wedding day. I'm talking about like, okay, this is really sad. But I think it says something, and you know what's going to make this take hot is that I feel like homie writing this is a little bit to blame. You get what I'm saying? You got to know when to stand the fuck up. It's as simple as that. If your parents are going to try to force interaction with you and your brother that tried to murder you, motherfucking fine. But if I got a woman, or these days a man, that's fine too. If you got somebody that you love with all of your heart and you should give a shit about the well-being of and want this person to come to no harm, if it's genuine love to the point where you'd even lay down your life for them. Diana. I appreciate you, Diana. Thank you for the 420 donation. I encourage you, Diana, to smoke it.
Smoke weed every day.
Seriously though, if you got somebody and they matter to you, keep them away from these destructive assholes that you know well enough to know that, you know, they don't need to ruin this thing you got going on. It's as simple as that. Enabling parents, but you're enabling the parents past a certain point, homie. I want to know why he was even at your wedding. Did somebody ask that question? Is this the dude's name? The dude's name is Say Quietly. Somebody goes on to ask, did anything happen to your brother after that? Is he on meds? I'm sorry to get so involved, but this is turning into like a relationship advice. That's why I stay away from that subreddit, because I'd raise my blood pressure reading shit from that every day. That's a wild subreddit if y'all want to get involved with that. I'm sure there's another YouTube channel reading relationship advice. I found my neighbor rubbing fucking lotion on my pregnant wife's belly the other day. What do I do, guys? Bitch, what? What you mean what you do, Dick? What the fuck? Yo, okay, continuing, sorry. He's been in and out of jail for other things, but for this, he had a charge that was similar to disturbing the peace for firing the gun. He's not on meds, but he was not on meds at the time, I'm guessing, but he was for quite some time. Icky Gabby says the parents probably paid for the wedding is probably the excuse. Here's the thing. If you're dating a basic enough bitch that needs an extravagant enough wedding for it to be having to be paid for by your parents, that bitch ain't worthy. Do you get what I'm saying? That bitch can't raise that hammer. You feel me? You don't want a hoe that you gonna be knocking around with for like a couple of months, my dude. You want a girl where it doesn't matter where this marriage occurs. It doesn't matter who is in attendance. Y'all want to jump on a fucking cruise ship and get married. Y'all want to save up for one trip and go somewhere. You want to go down to the fucking courthouse, get married as far as the law is concerned, and let the fucking honeymoon come later, where you spend all of the money on the honeymoon as opposed to the fucking ceremony. That's the type of ride or die bitch that is worthy of tying the knot with, my dude. So don't enable the parents by making it so, oh, I bought you this thing. I set you up this way. I tried to make you comfortable with the wedding, didn't I? So that they have the opportunity. You're enabling that. So I'm not trying to shame the victim in this motherfucking scenario. Do you get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is you had the choice to not allow this person who threatened your life near someone that you claim to love enough to want to marry. That's the bottom line here. You should have drawn that line in the sand. I want to know. Nobody asked him that. What's he doing at your wedding? You invited him to your wedding. Why? This makes no sense. Give the nigga a medal. This is the question. My dude responds. It's been really awkward as he lives with my parents now. My wedding was just parents and siblings, and my parents have kept this incident super quiet. He starts threatening harm to himself if he doesn't feel that he's treated properly, and my parents just kind of deal with it. Someone says this is extremely insane to read. Get ratioed, nigga, because this is 95 upvotes. And what the fuck? Your family is enabling dangerous behavior by protecting him from consequence. Don't be surprised if it happens again. That's what happens when you enable people. You know what I mean? You see your little kid running around with a knife and you don't slap the stupid out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean? He's going to do it again. Because if you let him get away with it, then it's fine. And just like a child, some people test the boundaries of what the fuck they can get away with. And if they don't get consequence, they go do it again. This is what I told girls that had people basically rape them. And then, you know, there goes the monetization because you're not supposed to say the R word. Oh, here we go with Canadian.
All this life advice is amazing. Can't get enough of your rants. Thanks, Cyael.
I'm really not trying to rant. Thank you for the donation. But the bottom line is, it's shit like this that gets on my nerves because you have the ability to just say no. Yes, a lot of people are non-confrontational. Yes, I understand that. More importantly, with family, sometimes it's just better to fucking clap your hands, put them up in the air, walk the fuck away. Hey, we ain't in the mood for it. Let's not even bother with it. You know what I mean? If it's not this, it's going to be something else. You know? Sometimes with family, they just want to while out. They want to get upset. They want to go crazy and do what they do. That's who they are. Let them do that. You know what I mean? But this is something that came to blows as far as violence against your life, dude. This person had a loaded weapon. It's designed to take lives pointed at you because they can't handle their shit. They weren't just gonna kill you, homie. They was gonna kill any and everybody in your family. The people that birthed him, the people that brought you into this world, you holding a gun up to them, and they going, oh, we gotta protect you, nigga. How about nah? How about nah? So if your parents want to do that, they're their own people. They make their own choices. They make their own, you know, existence. But how about me and the life that I'm trying to live with this girl or this guy that I got going on? I don't want nothing to do with that. And if the parents have reached a point where they're going, well, if we're coming to the wedding, we're bringing the son, then maybe the parents shouldn't be going to the wedding. Simple as that, my dude. Simple as that. And ain't nobody going, oh, well, I'm paying for the ceremony, so I get to call the shots. That's a marriage that ain't gonna last. That's a marriage where the wife is gonna have a boyfriend and she's gonna tell him that it's fine. And he's gonna be like, okay, bitch. Number 12. Remember when we were reading a list? I'm sorry.
Remember when you said you were really hot, so you were gonna be...
Yeah, I gotta get through this fast because I'm really hot. Number 12. My ex was actively poisoning me to get the money that my mom left me after she died. Money makes some people crazy, you know? Money makes some people crazy. Money just makes me anxious, guys. Donate to me. Somebody post a link in the stream chat. Donate to me and you can see how anxious I get. And then I'm like, Jesus, can I do something? And I'm breaking into a sweat and I'm ruining things because the sweat's like dripping all over the, you know, unless that's what somebody's into, you know. Dia has like these baby poses that she busses on the bed sometimes. Like, I imagine if I had, like, a straight-up, like, infant little kid and just flopped him on a bed, it's exactly how you're laying sometimes. It's fun. I appreciate you all. Rhea says, donate and make me anxious. Yeah, I mean, is that a brand new stream sentence? I'm sorry. Number 11. He was too drunk to figure out how to disable the safety on the gun. Jesus. Well, small miracles. Count your blessings here.
Holy fucking shit.
Somebody said you should have been a good guy and helped him. You know, show him how to disable it. Come on. You know, we're supposed to be good people here. Jeez. Number 10. My dad was choking me, and I had started to feel myself fade when my mom had finally come home and opened the door at the right time. What did your mom do, my dude? What did your mom do? What did your mom do? He killed himself a few years ago after a long 33 days with me trying to save him from his own demons. You can't save some people. Some people got to save themselves. You can help them save themselves. But they have to want it. And some people, even when they want it, it's beyond medication. It's beyond help. Scary stuff. Swagstickle says, hey, Cyael, armored Mewtwo in Pokemon. When? Who are you? How do you know me enough to know that I give a shit? When? You know the scariest thing is? I was just talking about how irrelevant some shit is as far as Pokemon is concerned to Dia. But when Mewtwo hit the board, you see all of the boomers come out and go, wait a goddamn minute. Who said Mewtwo? When is this happening? 1 hour ago. Armored Mewtwo is coming to Pokemon Go. But when? Why are you doing this to me in the middle of the stream, my man? Oh, don't play with me. Brer. Oh, it's got an interesting little design. You know what I was imagining. You know what I was imagining. 7:10 to 7:31. Okay. Looks like we got some real rating TDUD, yeah. I am such a nerd. Hello, everybody. I'm really sorry. Look at Stripes out here spamming. And Pikachu face. What? I'm sorry. I know people who aren't into Pokemon are like, he cares about what? Okay. Number 9. All right. Jesus, life story over here. A little bit of background. Here we use Telegram to buy drugs. Nice. I remember when Telegram was something that like was so fresh that you know there was a lot of bad stuff on Telegram. Telegram was like the internet restarted. Pretty cool, guys. We had this big group with lots of dealers. Very sorted, very handy. So I just got home from college, parked my car on the street. It was about 2,300 hours and I was just sitting and browsing on my phone. At some point I go into Telegram to read some work-related messages. Suddenly a guy opens the passenger door and tries to get in. I'm trying to push him out and he's like, shh, you better not. And points to the driver's side window where another guy was standing pointing a gun at me. Oh my God. He gets into the car. Excuse me, damn it.
God bless you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. He gets into the car. And from the back, another guy comes in. So now there's 3 dudes in my damn car. One by the driver's window, which by now opened the door and putting the gun to my head, and another who was sitting in the back, who was pointing a knife at my neck. At first I got really confused. What's happening? Why are you guys doing this? And I was like, what the fuck, guys? The guy next to me started talking about money that I owed them and started searching my car. I told them they were mistaken. And he was like, I saw you browsing Telegram, so don't shit me. At that point, for some reason, I got really calm, as I do not do drugs and I don't owe anybody money. I tried to explain that I was just reading work messages, but the guy with the gun got really mad and hit me with the gun. He tried to pull me out, and the dude next to me stopped him and said there's an easy way to check. So he took my phone, started going through everything. At some point he got into my messages with my mom and my little sister. He was checking where I work. He got into the gallery and found pictures of my dog. And that's when I worried the most. He said to his friends, look how cute this dog is, ain't it? You love your dog, do you? And I didn't reply. A few minutes later, he finds nothing, then explains to me that they supplied some guy with $4,000 worth of weed, and he never paid. Next he says it's sorry and they're off. Well, at least they didn't pull a he's seen too much. You know what I'm talking about? If you would like to donate $4,000, you know, the link's in the description. I believe in you. True Silver says, hey, can we get some of that gross Cyael noise? Hey, bada bing. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I never make those noises. It's never a thing that's ever happened. And, you know, if you want, you're going to have to start buying them. You gotta go to the Megalo Mart. You gotta go to the Quickie Mart to get some industrial size. Some of that real gross Cyael noise. Rhea says maybe lock your doors, moron. Well, to be honest, if they had a gun outside of the door and you hadn't had the car started, I mean, what you gonna do? You gonna be like, these are bulletproof windows, bitch. And they'd be like, plap, plap, motherfucker, where my $4,000? Where my $4,000 at? Stop saying 4,000. I don't know what that means. As we continue up this list because I'm actually hot. Number 8. Somebody tried to mug me and stabbed me in the wrong place, so I survived. I didn't see his face and he got away with it. Sometimes you wish you were Asian and you worked in a bodega because they remember your face. That's not funny.
What?
Nothing. Very specific joke. For people who may get that, it's not racist. I'm black. Can't be racist.
You can still be
And I am trans. Do not come after me, YouTube. Do not come after me. I am beginning my life anew, emerging from my cocoon as a beautiful moth, fluttering and making people cough as parts of me flutter in the wind. Disgusting. Disgusting. That residue that comes off a moth. Disgusting. Number 7. When I was a kid, probably around 2nd grade, our house got robbed and my mom and I came home while it was in progress. For whatever reason, she decided to go in and interrupt them. Damn, that's how you know your mom's just... She grabbed her gun. Well, she had a gun. Well, there you go. She did not shoot it, but yelled at them to get the fuck out of my house. And then we drove off in a hurry to the corner store to call the cops. This was before cell phones. I didn't have a live phone at the house? Damn. Less than 2 weeks later, my mom and I are sitting in the living room on the couch and our backs to the front door. Someone drives by and fires about 6 or 8 shots into the front of our house. Thank God for a steel front door. The cops came and said that they didn't think the 2 incidents were related. Cyael can't really say anything too juicy on these streams. I know it sounds crazy because you think I just say a lot of, to be honest, yes, a lot of what's on my mind, I just say. Because them triple D cups. You know what I'm talking about? The triple D cups. 2 to a bra. Unless you got 3. God damn. You in the circus, girl? I'm kidding. Moving on. If I were to deliver... Here's the take that I'm thinking about right now. If you come home to your house and there's a robbery in progress, do you A... Okay, let me rephrase. You come home to your house, there's a robbery in progress, you have a firearm. Do you A, go into the house, tell everyone to leave, not shoot anybody? Okay? I mean, this sounds like somebody with a low KD, you know? And I hate to make everything a video game. Look, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it the way that it appeared in my mind. If I have a weapon and I come home to a break-in in progress, any and everybody in there is going to drop. Okay? Let the bodies hit the floor. The bodies will stop dropping when the ammunition run out for me popping. That gun off in my hand. You feel me? And it's not going to be a me proclaiming my presence to everyone. Listen, with my one life and flesh body, because I totally know whether you guys are armed and how safe it is for me to, oh, you shot me, what the fuck? I would wait. Do you get what I'm saying? I would wait. I would cover whatever entrance they came in through. My dude. Ooh, women. So of course y'all narrowly survived a drive-by after. Cause the place is gonna be hot. And whoever is bussing that place, they probably have friends that know they were gonna make a move on that area. So even if you put the bodies on the ground after they had broke into your place, the place still wouldn't be safe. They could have friends, they could have family that are gonna be mad at you. How dare you come home and defend your own home? They were just gonna steal some things. Things can be replaced. People are crazy. People are crazy. You're living in a world where people rationalize some of the craziest stuff. People going, you on trial for murder. What did you do? My son was killed by someone. What do you mean? Well, he broke into their house and was trying to find their stuff and then they shot him. What? So you tried to avenge him? Of course. He was just stealing some things. Wait a minute. Wait, no, that noise. Damn it. There you go. That's what you wanted. And you didn't even have to pay for it. Those noises should be like $50 a pop. So juicy, you know? It's somebody's fetish. Just because we don't know anybody whose fetish it is. This is the way I want you guys to live your lives, okay? I want everybody to listen to me right now. Are you having problems with insecurity? Are you feeling like you're not measuring up or that somebody is, you know, better than you, or that because some boy or some girl isn't talking to you that you don't, you're not worthy, or you're not important, you're not special or significant enough. Listen, people are stupid and they don't know what they're missing until it's gone. So all you got to do is remind yourself that no matter what you got, no matter what you're into, no matter who you are, no matter what you look like, you are somebody's fetish. And I don't want to use the phrase one man's trash is another man's treasure, but it is what it is. Whatever flab that you mad that you got, whatever weird disproportionate titties you think you have, whatever like hair that you can't stand because it's too curly or so boring looking, and unless you style it, somebody is into you exactly as you are. Yes, maybe they're a sociopathic serial killer, but it doesn't change that they love you just as you are, and you don't need to change a thing. And you don't need to change a thing, because even when he dreams of your feet, the sweetest toes will never do. He wants to cut them off and make soup, and he's gonna put some carrots in. As we continue up this list. You know what I forget? I forget that these lists are so public that anybody could come and watch them. So this could be somebody's like first taste of me. Here's hoping I'm dead by then. Not that I want to die. It's just like, can you imagine a day where I wouldn't say I'm going to get popular or famous or anything like that, but where I'm forced to answer for my crimes? One day I'm going to be forced to answer. So we have gathered a list of audio sound bites. What do you have to say to this? And they play some shit where it's like, look, man, if she was 17 and it was like 3 hours away and she had G cups, game on, baby. Some shit like that. If I just had like a sound bite that says some shit like that, and I'd be like, look, man, isn't the age of consent in most states? Or like, look, man, if a midget was sufficiently ugly enough, just like the craziest soundbite where I have to go to myself, did I really say that? But I can't really dismiss that I might have, Terrible. Reassess future YouTube compilation called 2 minutes of Cyael being problematic. More like 2 hours. I'm sure you can fill 2 hours easy. I'm sure somebody's working on it right now. If I ever get sufficiently popular enough for somebody to get really butthurt,
You're gonna ban me from your stream chat? Alright, Cyael.
and then they stretch their hands so that, they fold their fingers back.
Let's get to work.
They got like 7 monitors in front of them. Fuck me. Murder, attempt, survivors. Number 6. I was 3 years old and went to this lady's house for swimming lessons. What my parents didn't know was the lady hated boys. One day, she threw me in the swimming pool and left me to die. I sank to the bottom. I was there for several minutes. Somehow a teenager saw this, jumped in over the fence, and rescued me. The ambulance came, and I was in the ICU for a week. My parents never found out who the teenager was. The lady, however, was not arrested. The cops told my parents that it would cost them money to take her to court. That's America. A lawyer read an article in the newspaper and decided to go after the lady pro bono. What a fucking hero. She had several businesses involving kids. You mean like allegations? Oh no, legitimate businesses. Maybe like daycares or things like that. He was able to shut her down. She ended up as a waitress and eventually got cancer and died. Fucking karma. Kickity karma. I'm an old lady and I throw people into pools. Oh no, I've got cancer. It's a shame you couldn't get everybody's cancer, and then have to live with it for a little bit. You live with that cancer, you rotten old lady. Rotten to the core, rot for us, lady. Rat, and everybody dances a circle around her. I'm sorry. As a lovely parting gift, growing up, I sometimes felt like I was drowning when talking or taking a shower or in water. Jeez. Felt like you were drowning in the shower. I've overcome this and eventually got a scuba license and still enjoy swimming. You overcame it. Go you, man. Go you. You overcame this lady's poison. She tried to take your life. And you know what's sad about this story? For every story that we read here about somebody narrowly escaping death, there's a story identical to it where somebody fucking died. Every one of these stories that we've read tonight, there's a story identical to it where the person actually died. A bunch of niggas jump into somebody's car and they got the wrong dude, and the dude goes, "You got the wrong guy." Oh shit. Well, you've seen too much. We got to kill you. You know? So the story about an old lady throwing some kid into the water and then the boy magically survives. Sometimes they can't get there fast enough. Sometimes there's not some hero to jump over the fence and save them. You know? Story about a guy about to kill all of his family because he's looking for a little bit of money for his next fix. Well, it happens. And he gets to live. He gets to go free. He doesn't get in trouble. Even in this story, the only savior here was the fucking lawyer deciding that he was going to work for free to put this lady away. What if the lawyer didn't decide to do that? And she could go on to torture more kids because she had several businesses involving kids, in which I'm sure she was mistreating boys. Think about all the stories of nurses that are like killing kids. Oh, what a hot take. I mean, this video is so demonetizable that it could probably demonetize other videos. Jesus Christ. It's too hot for this, guys. We got to end this list. 5. Oh man, this one's lengthy. Listen to me. I had just bought a full sheet of acid. This was 20 years ago. Sorry, FBI. And I went over there, where my friends were living, with a bunch of roommates to share the wealth. I knew most of the people he lived with, but there was one guy staying there who I hadn't met before. I basically handed out whoever or however many doses people were tough enough to take at once. Oh boy, you almost killed somebody that night, including 3 or 4 hits to the new guy. Yeah, fuck him, right? Fuck his life. We came to find out pretty quickly that the new guy had never taken LSD before. Okay, no problem. He's at home, you know, he's surrounded by people he knows, except me. He can just chill and have a good time. We wanted to watch a movie, so we landed on the Brady Bunch movie, till the one day when they met this lovely lady. I'm sorry, I just looked at Dee and realized she probably doesn't know shit about the Brady Bunch. Okay.
That was a reference to the Brady Bunch? Sorry, yeah, no, I don't know much about that show.
Everything's going good. We all start peeking, and we're laughing, having a good time. And then on the movie, the little girl Cindy is getting advice from her dad and says, "But I don't want to be a snitch." And the new guy stands up and roars, "Is that what you think? You think I'm a fucking snitch?" We all try to calm him down, explain to him that it's a line from a movie, man. It's just a movie, dog. We even rewind the movie so that he can see that part again, but nothing is working. He's tripping too hard to reason with. He's convinced that we're accusing him of being a snitch. Then he starts pacing back and forth. "Yeah, Cindy think I'm a snitch, huh? Well, I'm not gonna let Cindy leave this room tonight." Back and forth, he's muttering, "This is the kind of shit that make motherfuckers kill. This is the kind of shit that make motherfuckers kill." Over and over. Great. He zeroed in on me. I'm sure because he didn't know me and he's still pacing back and forth, he's muttering, but now he's giving me death glare while he does it. I'm getting pretty uncomfortable, obviously. And I'm also peaking from like 10 hits of acid, so my ability to cope with the situation is pretty low. I stand up because, well, there's a guy that I don't know pacing around behind me, muttering about killing people, and I don't want my back to this dude. This would be really intense as a situation, even if I was not tripping balls. But the acid certainly did not help. Suddenly, he pulls out a huge hunting knife and lunges at me and tries to stab me. I dodge him. Then he makes another attempt, but by this time his friends had already jumped on him and were holding him back. He's struggling to break free and screaming, "You think I'm a fucking snitch? I'll fucking kill you!" And I took the opportunity to bop right out of the door. Bop right on out. Bop it. I was half a mile from my house, but it took me about 2 hours to find it because I was tripping so hard. I kept getting lost in my own neighborhood. Addendum. He was in fact a snitch, and the whole house got raided a few weeks later. A bunch of guys who lived there got arrested for drugs, although my friend had moved out by this point, so luckily he wasn't one of them. That snitch! That's so heartbreaking. That's so heartbreaking. Hey guys, I don't watch Stranger Things. I started one time, but I never got anywhere. In Fortnite right now, they have added the dude, the guy who wears the hat, And like, I want to get him, but I want to spend money on that, you know? It's just like, what am I doing? They added the Demigorgon as well, but I'm not explicitly interested in that. So, where's the damn guy? Where the hell is the guy? His name is Hopper. Hoppr. I just wanted to put it out. I don't know how long this is gonna be there, but yeah, you need to get you some of that while it's available, because I'd consider getting it if I were into Stranger Things, but I don't know. Continuing with this list, we arrive at number 4. My God. Ooh. I delivered a pizza to a house just outside of the city, and on the way back I stopped to help a car that pulled over in front of me with their hazard lights on. That's where you fucked up. I pulled up beside them and thought it was weird that nobody rolled down a window or made any kind of eye contact with me for around 15 seconds. The passenger then jumped out of his side of the car, yelling that they needed help as he made his way towards my car. I thought something was weird about this. As I started to pull away before he could get to my passenger door, he began shooting at me. I ducked my head after the first shot and entered through the back window and embedded into the passenger seat headrest. Another shot entered through the rear window, while the other 3 only hit the outside metal parts of the car. He missed altogether with another shot. I remember being sure that I was about to die as he fired more shots at me. I was very surprised that it wasn't panicky. It was just like, oh, fuck me, I guess this is it. Yeah, that's how it happens, homie. Turns out it was a plot to rob me. The pizza was ordered, and the guys were stationed down the road to intercept me. They knew who I was, and they knew that I would be able to recognize them, as I had delivered a few orders to them before. The guy wasn't wearing anything to cover his identity, which leads me to believe that he would have shot and killed me if he would have made it inside my car. By the next morning, they had all been arrested. Well, Jesus Christ. I think the scariest thing about some of this shit, guys, when people are out here trying to rob and trying to kill and, you know, be violent with people, is a lot of these people don't care. It's usually drug motivated. You want to know something that a smart person rarely does? Is make a dumbass decision like this that's going to cost them the rest of their fucking life, homie. You know? You gonna go to jail over some petty cash, boy? Fuck up in a way that gets you sent to federal prison. Fuck up with money where it's like you're trying to set yourself up for life. Don't do this stupid shit. You gonna rob a cash register? You gonna rob a dude for the cash that he has as he goes out to deliver pizza? What are you doing? By the next morning, they all had been arrested. The Cyael channel does not condone the act of robbing or stealing or any of that at all. Don't do it, full stop. But it's like, what I'm saying, the scary part of all of this is how little of a fuck these people give. They'll do it for anything. It seemed like they would rob somebody for $20. Jesus. The shooter was found guilty of attempted murder and sentenced to 40 years in prison. He later appealed that sentence because there was a word wrong in the jury instructions, and he won the appeal and ended up being sentenced to 10 years and was released November of 2010 after 5 years. The remaining 5 years were to be served on probation. He was arrested twice for a probation violation when he was only a couple of months away from total freedom. I laughed.
Can you scroll in the chat? Yeah.
I think the chat is scrolled down.
Oh, that means your chat is frozen.
My chat's frozen.
Yep, because there's plenty more messages now.
That's interesting.
See?
Okay. Hello to everybody that I may have missed. Hello, Paola. Love you all. Hope you guys are having a sexy 4th of July, staying cool, staying out of trouble. Keep it perky. You need to show die the Brady Bunch. Show die. Scarlet Cat says 5 years? Yeah, man. To be honest, the law is all about representation. I think you know it in your heart that a person who has money and a person who does not can literally see, their entire life versus, a couple of years. And that's just how it goes. We're not even going to count the idea of like having a lawyer fucking roll that shit around in court for months and months and months and months and months and months and months. Oh, we'll just come back. We'll just come back. We'll just come back, And that's how the law works. Number 3, my mom attempted to murder me when my sister and I were younger. She was going through a psychotic episode and was fairly suicidal. I said the wrong thing and it set her off. Huh. Why are you saying anything to your parents when she's psychotic? You don't say the wrong thing to normal parents, let alone psychotic ones. She chased us down to the basement with a knife. See, that's where y'all fucked up. You've put yourself in a confined space. We ran into my room and my sister hid in the closet while I tried to fight my mom off at the door. She was trying to push it open while I was just trying to push it closed. She ended up going through the door and saying, "Here's mommy." I'm kidding. I threw that in. A little bit of embellishment. Forgive me. It was a back and forth struggle until she put her hand in the door. I think she was trying to engage my non-violence because she thought I wouldn't shut the door on her hand, but I slammed the door over and over until her fingers broke. Meanwhile, my dad, who was in the house, finally came upstairs to check what was happening. Mind you, this was all happening very fast, and my dad had a habit of zoning out when my mom gets into her episodes. Your dad has a habit of zoning out? You mean your father isn't doing his fucking, he doesn't know his role of protecting you little motherfuckers, Let me tell you something about living in a house with a mom who's a mom. Everybody's job is to take it in turns to just make it so this bitch gets all of her stupid, delusional, and insane bullshit out of her, hopefully without any violent episodes. And if she gets to a point where she's getting violent on one of you, you other people should step in. You know what I'm talking about? That's what separates a good person from a bad person. You just allow that person to take that, you're a piece of shit. You're a bad person. You know what I mean? And if you're young and your older siblings are trying to take it for you, I kind of get it. But if you're like an adult, if we're all adults here, and you're allowing another adult to become violent with another member of the family, you're standing by and allowing that to happen, you're as bad as the person engaging in it. Because you're enabling that. He ended up pulling her off of the door, and my sister and I ran out of the house and jumped in our van. He drove around the corner and turned off the lights, and we all ducked down in our seats and hid and stayed there until my dad saw her drive our other car off. Oh boy, what a list. Can we leave? We're legally obligated to leave. This is just upsetting now. Number 2, my sister's adopted brother had his throat slit by a hitchhiker and was kicked out of the car and left for dead on a country road. Country road. Don't pick up hitchhikers. These are people you don't know. Luckily, no arteries were hit. He tied his t-shirt around his throat and managed to walk/crawl to a farm to get help and survived. They caught the guy and he went to jail. New scar and a husky voice was the outcome. Wow. Intriguing. Intriguing. Number 1 on the list of murder attempt survivors. There's a Halo gun at the bottom left down there. Some Fortnite guns, I thought that would really appeal to some of the 4-year-olds that I don't want watching the channel because the things that I say are all too edgy for the internet. I remember a day when the things that I would say were the furthest from what could ever be considered edgy, but YouTube has lost itself as a platform. And I love and respect YouTube. It's their site. They can make the rules. It's their party. They can cry if they want to. You would cry too if YouTube happened to you, but it's kind of nuts. So number 1 on this list, as I try to dodge attempts at murder from YouTube. Neighbor stabbed me in the chest because I hit him over the head twice with a 10-pound weight to try to stop him from stabbing my wife, or stabbing his wife. neighbor stabbed me in the chest because I hit him over the head twice with a 10-pound weight trying to stop him from stabbing his wife. However, I'm fat and the knife didn't go deep enough through my breast tissue to do any damages. Yay for being fat. Yeah, Reddit, we're all safe.
Then I'm fucked then, huh?
What do you mean, if they stab you in the titty?
Yeah.
Why?
Not like- because there isn't... after this, there's nothing else stopping the knife from...
But if they
going through.
stabbed you in like a uppercut motion, you'd be alright. Guys, it's hot as the fuck in here. Alright, guys, I love you. I want to thank you for doing what you do. I want to thank you for being who you are to me. You make my life. You rock my world. My patrons, I love you. I can't get enough of you. Thank you. Message me. You know I want you. Sponsors. My God. You guys are unstoppable. And you know what? Let me go check my sponsors right now to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. SPON. To anybody who's interested in becoming a sponsor, you can apparently do that for $5 by just clicking the join button all over my YouTube. Did you know that you could do that? Wow. Holy shit. So Taz and Frankosaurus Rex are sponsors, and I did not know that. And you guys will be added to that. You guys are members. You will be added to the list today. So thank you. I love you. And I want you guys to live your life. Be safe, be careful, stay out of trouble, and enjoy your evenings. Jade says the patron list is it updated? That's a very good question. So I'm going to update that right now, okay? So tomorrow you'll see it updated. I love you. I'm definitely going to come back to play some games, probably in an hour or two. So if you're interested in that, we'll see you then. Otherwise, you'll see me tomorrow. I love you. I feel like icky. I was out. Oh shit, we got Crunch.
Yeah, I grabbed some crunch from the store.
I like to crunch candy. Wait, this isn't Cyael eating candy on stream. Guys, I love you. Scattercat says, I hope you feel better. Thank you. I hope I feel better too. But you know what? You guys make me feel better with all your insanity on stream. You guys keep... You know the apple a day keeps the doctor away? You know, you guys a day keep the bleach away. The bleach chugging. Love you. See you soon. KC Luna, I listen to you every day at work. Makes time go faster. I appreciate you. And I'm glad that you have a place for this. You guys are making me feel like a Fortnite skin that I'm actually contemplating paying $12 for. You guys make me feel like an armored Mewtwo that I'm actually going to get up out of my house to go fucking participate in a augmented reality game of Pokemon Go to catch. The hell is wrong with me? Love ya. Hope you guys get the candy you want. Later. Also, if you want to be notified for the streams, get into the Discord. I say this every night. Love you. Bye.